All right, just giving chance for people to come on in, but you already know what it is. Hey, what's up? Hello, this is your girl, Admin Cubana. Excuse me, Auntie Cubana, coming back at you with another episode of the Unladylike Lounge podcast. As you can see, I am solo dolo. We are going to be talking all things family questions, and we are going to be discussing our virtual potluck. Yes, that's a thing, and yes, we are going to make it happen. Pardon my bald ass eyes. Like, my eyes look and feel bald as fuck because I don't have lashes on. I have not, since I have learned how to put lashes on, I have not done eye makeup without lashes. And I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is wrong? Like, I look sick. I look sick as fuck. And it's because I put on mascara and not lashes. And I'm like, holy shit. Thank you for the heart. I love you. It's not showing me who's watching as I'm doing this on my podcast streaming platform. So it doesn't show me who's viewing unless you drop a comment. But I appreciate you, whoever dropped the heart react. You're the greatest. I love you fiercely. Absolutely. So let's kick it off. Let's talk virtual potluck first. Let me get a drink. I feel that tickle in the back of my throat coming right up. That sounds so bad, especially considering I was just singing WAP. I'll get to that in a second. There's a reason. No, for those of you who follow me on Facebook on my personal page, I have a video of Cardi cleaning her house, and Offset is like, you need to quit lying on your songs. And he's like, she be cleaning, she got to clean. Hey Renee, how are you, baby? Offset is like, she be cleaning, she got to clean. And she's like, I'm gonna punch you in your head. And and then it goes, I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. And I was like, you know what? We all sang that part way too hard for some bitches who be cooking and cleaning. Like, come on now. So that's why I was singing WAP this morning. I was like, I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you how I got this ring. Because I sure do be cooking and cleaning for sure. But yeah, that's why I was singing WAP. And now I got to thinking of like, I want you to touch that little dangly thing that's swinging in the back of my throat. When I was talking about the tickle in my throat, and I was like, oh fuck. But anyways, virtual potluck. I was regular live on my Facebook page the other day, and a few I won't necessarily say unladies, because I think there were some people on there that are not part of the group that had also expressed interest, and I think we can open it up to whoever, honestly. It's going to be a virtual event. We're gonna do a Facebook room, and basically what we're gonna do is everybody who wants to participate is going to offer up a recipe. Now, it doesn't have to be your great grandma's recipe that she brought from the old country that she would not give up to save her life or to save her man's life, anything like that, but just a recipe that you love, that you would take to a potluck, right? And you're not going to make it though. You're going to give it to somebody else to make, because we're spread so far all across the country, all across the world even. And why is this telling me to go live? I already am live, bitch. Sorry. Some of y'all are not used to watching me live, so y'all don't know my mouth. I am not suitable for work. I'm not suitable for some of y'all children. Some of y'all children don't give a fuck. But just a heads up. But yeah. So basically what it's gonna be is like, I'll submit a recipe that I like, that I make. And I'm gonna have somebody else will be like, "Ooh, I would love to try that," and they're going to make the recipe. And we're all gonna gather in a Facebook room, virtually, obviously. It's the metaverse. Sorry, my brain is running on E today. And then we're all gonna gather, we're all gonna eat our goodies, and we're all gonna make something that somebody else submitted. We're all going to eat a different recipe that somebody else submitted. And I mean, hey, it's a potluck. It's a virtual potluck. That way, somebody who might not have experience eating, like my family is very, very Norwegian. So I might put in like a lefse or rummegraut recipe. That way, somebody who might be from, a different culture can try Norwegian food, or even, whatever. Y'all get the point. So if anybody's interested, feel free to inbox me on Facebook. For those of you who are tuning in on YouTube, I'll leave my link in the description box below. For those of you who are on the Unladylike Lounge page or the Unladylike Lounge group, you already know Courtney Lewis. If it's not the blue verified check mark, it is not me. We have had so many issues lately with people coming around using my pictures, trying to create profiles, be me. I'm like, why would you want to be me? I mean, I've had my actual identity stolen, but why would you want to be me? I don't get it. But that's the joy of the blue check mark, is Facebook shuts that shit the fuck down. So if there's not a blue check mark by my name, it's not me. You can hit me up for details, submit recipes, let me know a day, like days and times that work for you, so I can coordinate. I'll do all the work. I will do all the work in swapping recipes among people who are interested. I'll do all the work with coordinating, making the day, making the room, all the things. All you have to do is give me a recipe and days and times that work best for you to be able to do the room. That's it. That's all. That way, nobody has to stress. Nobody has to worry. There will be no group chat, because I have like 30 group chats, and I already know when it starts ding 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 ding, it's like, y'all go the fuck away. Ooh, Renee, slow cooker wings. Slow cooker wings. Unless it's like, a cherished like family recipe where you're like, we brought it from the old country. Like, don't ever. I don't want anybody to feel like they have to give up, like, those secret family recipes. But if you're willing to share, I'm willing to listen, for sure, because you cook some bomb diggity stuff, and I'm over here like, I want some. I do. I'm not gonna lie. For sure. So, anybody interested in the virtual potluck, let me know. I'll hook you up with a recipe. We'll get everything coordinated, and yeah, it's gonna be delicious, and I can't wait to try other people's food. Now my recipes are mine. My parents cannot cook. Yes. Yes, I love it. I absolutely love it. Also, I do have posts up on my Facebook profile, in the lounge, and on my Snapchat, with different topics. So if anybody, even if you're not looking to get involved on those podcast topics, if you have any other podcast topics that you want to help out with, that you have ideas about, let me know. Hit me up. We're always looking for more subjects, more topics, more hot button ideas. Let me know. I'm all ears. I actually had somebody hit me up, and they were like, I have this idea. Honestly, I'm kind of intimidated to like talk to you about it. And I was like, why are you intimidated to talk to me about it? And they're like, well, you're just kind of intimidating. And I was like, oh my gosh, no, do not ever be intimidated by me. Please don't ever be intimidated by me. I am like, on social media, don't let my social media fool you. Like, I am on social media, but in real life, I am such a hermit. I can't keep a conversation going to save my life. And I am such a fucking like nerd, and I'm an introvert in real life. I just want to curl up in a blanket and like hide from the whole world. So please don't ever be or feel intimidated to talk to me, because odds are I'm just as intimidated by you. That's some real shit for your ass. Anywho, we have lots of questions in the family inbox. Hold on, I'm just checking to make sure that none of my Facebook notifications are like absolutely pressing. But we have lots of questions in the family email. And you'll have to mind Mina. She's back there pissed because she's not getting all of the attention. And now she's yelling at me because I told on her for it. But, and no, I don't still have COVID. Obviously, that was a long time ago. But I know people are like, oh, she's sniffling and she's coughing. I honestly, I'm allergic to THC. And I'm quite pissed about that. But who's that going to stop? Not I. And for those of you who want to run tell that, it's Delta, which is legal in my state. Fuck yeah. Your garden gnome's a whore. All right. So if you hear me coughing, it's not the Rona, it's the Delta. All right, we're going to kick off the questions. What do people misunderstand about you most? Wow. So, what do people misunderstand about me the most? A lot of people who knew me in my past still treat me or think of me as if I'm still that person. They, especially my family members, they still view me as this angry, aggressive, violent person, which I did used to be. I did used to be a very, very angry person. I just don't have it in me to be that person anymore. Can I get angry? Oh, yeah, you motherfucking right I can, but who can't? I just don't have the energy to waste on people, places, and things to be angry all the time like I used to. I don't. It's a waste of life. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of breath. It's a waste of just life is too short. Life is too short to be angry all the time. What's your favorite childhood memory? I love this question. I absolutely adore this question. When I was younger, my mom used to babysit for some neighborhood kids that lived 3-4 blocks away. And in the wintertime, like she would have to babysit, well, any time of the year. She would have to babysit super early. And she would get me dressed, bundle me up in the wintertime, and she would lay me in my sled and walk me to their house so I could stay sleeping. And that, I don't know why, I just cherish that memory. It was just such an innocent, like, my childhood was fucked up, like really fucked up. So that was like one of the more innocent memories of my childhood. And just how much she cared about me just getting that little bit of extra time sleeping, and she'd always make it so cozy for me, and that was dope. That's probably my favorite childhood memory. How did I meet my significant other? I'm not claiming anybody. Honestly, right now I don't claim anybody. Am I interacting with some people? Yeah. I might be talking to somebody or somebodies, but I'm not claiming anybody. I don't do that anymore. What's my biggest failure and what did I learn from it? Oh my gosh. My biggest failure. For the record, this is not a hard question because it's not that I don't think I've never failed. We've all failed at something. Definitely me. I'm just trying to think of my biggest failure. I would have to say putting a social life ahead of my education. I had the opportunity to continue going to private school, which would have put me on the trajectory to a boarding school. And the other classmates that were ahead of me that did that same path, ended up in Ivy League schools. And I was on that same trajectory. And when it came to choose if I wanted to continue down that path or if I wanted to go back to public school, not that I'm saying anything's wrong with public school. Nothing is wrong with public school. Well, that's a whole other podcast. But when I had the choice to continue down that path or to go back to public school, I chose public school because I wanted a social life. When I switched back to the public school, the girls that I switched back for that I thought were my friends did not say one word to me. Did not give me a second look. Not a, hey, oh my gosh, you're back. Not a, hi. Not a good morning. Nothing. That's the social life I gave up my education for. And then the work that they were doing was work beneath what I was doing in the 4th grade, in 7th grade. So I was bored. And the rest is history. Yeah. So I could have went on to Ivy League, and instead I ended up having to get my GED. Hi, Mama. How are you? Good morning. And what I learned from that is always, always, always prioritize your education. That doesn't necessarily mean like book smart, because to me, you can go to school and not know anything about life. You have to balance life smart, book smart, street smart. Like, you have to balance it all out. Never prioritize other people before your own education. I am very well, thank you, Mama. If I could be remembered for one thing, what would it be? I want to be remembered for being the comeback kid. I want to be remembered for my resilience. I want to be remembered for every time I fucked up, got knocked down, lost it all. I always came right back. I want to be remembered for the person that didn't, for being the person that didn't give up. Hey, hon, how are you? I want to be remembered as being the person that didn't give up. I want to be remembered as the person who showed even just one other person that they can do it too. That's literally it. I just want to be the person who does it so anybody else can look and be like, well, she did it, so can I. That's it, that's all. Best compliment I've ever gotten. Best compliment I've ever gotten. It's those messages that you get when you're ready to quit, ready to give up, throw in the towel, and somebody will message you out of the blue. They don't even know you're going through whatever the fuck you're going through. And like, hey, what you're doing keeps me holding on. What you've created saved my life. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna fucking cry. Not gonna fucking cry. We let the doves do it for us. We don't cry tears. No, but really, it's those messages where somebody will say, like, I was hanging on by a thread and I came to the group and I'm still here because of the group. Or I listened to this podcast episode and realized I'm not alone. It's knowing that you made a difference in somebody's life. I don't think there's any greater compliment than that, ever, than knowing you made a difference in somebody's life. What's an insult you've received that you're proud of? An insult that I've received that an insult that I've received that I'm proud of is this person said that they're going to boycott my brand because we are trashy and classless. And all I can think is, but you've heard of me though. You've heard of us. You've heard of my group. You've heard of Unladies. There are women out there who proudly display their affiliation with the Unladylike Lounge. So the fact that you want to boycott that, thank you. You're just giving us free publicity. I appreciate you, Karen. Have a fabulous day, bitch. How would your parents describe what you do? Oh my gosh. Mom, are you still here? I don't know. So my mom, he said, I don't want no smoke. My mom would probably describe what I do. Well, we've talked about it before, but I would rather her say it because I don't want to sound like I'm just being cocky. Because she's very, very supportive. My mom is so supportive and so proud of just Unladies in general. She is so proud of everything we are, everything we've built as a community, everything that we continue to do. She would describe it as nothing short of amazing. She's always like when I get down on myself and I'm, just feeling really rough, she always goes, "Look at what you've built. Look at what you've done." She is Renee. She really is. She's so proud. Thank you, Leon. She is so proud of all of us. She's very protective of all of us. Like when I call her Mama Cubana, like it's not just because she's my mama. Like she really does take on a motherly, like she really does take on this like motherly rawr for all of us. Like she would step in and for any one of our unladies, any which one of us. And so she really does describe it as nothing short of amazing. She loves it. She's proud of it. She's proud of us. She, and then there's my dad. Which we can't go too much into right now. But he doesn't know too much about what I do. But I think he would be proud. I think he would be very proud. Yes, Squints! This is the old school eye for an eye shirt. Back when they did Team Strong. I had a mugshot in this shirt. I can't remember which one it was. Which one of the guys it was. He was like, "No fucking way, send me it. Send me your mugshot." And I sent it to him. He's like, "Holy shit." Eye for an eye. Team Strong. Thank you, Leon. Mama Cubana loves you too, Lika. And so much love right back to you, Renee. She's clearly not in here anymore, but I know she sends her love and her heart and hugs and all that right out to all of you. Mama Cuban, she really is. She fucks with all y'all tough. She really does. And if anybody's just needing some love, some encouragement, anything, Mama Cubana, she is the one to go to because she will mama bear it out for any which one of y'all. Like, even if you have a good relationship with your moms or aunts, grandmas, whatever kind of mother figure you have in life, like Mama Cubana she will gladly adopt any single one of anybody. She really will. Let's see. What is a funny story your family tells about you that you'd like to share? Oh my fuck. So, when I was little, there's two stories that my family always tells. Nothing but love for you too, sweetheart. There's two stories that my family always tells. There's the one that they actually have on video somewhere. I used to play when both my grandpas, well, no, I think my one grandpa that passed away on Thanksgiving Day, I think he had already passed away. But he and my grandpa had built this like big log cabin that my grandparents lived in for the longest of my childhood. And I would play under the kitchen sink in the cabinets under the kitchen sink. And I was hiding and my grandma was recording it like, peekaboo, ha. And the phone rang and I swung the cabinet open and so they tell that story all the time because they're like, remember, Courtney, when the phone rang and the sad thing is, like, I do remember. Like, I actually remember being in the cabinet and the phone ringing and even though I was like probably 3 years old, I vividly remember that moment. Um and then they tell this story. Um my aunt, my great aunt used to tease me cuz this is not to sound, thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate you. This is not to sound like cocky or arrogant or anything. But like when I was younger, I was too smart for my own good. I really was. Like they would try to catch me up for like all these riddles and stuff, and I would know the riddle and having never heard it before, but I would understand the riddle. And they were like, "Fuck, she's too smart, man." Like now I smoke so much weed, but whatever. But they were like, "Courtney, say salad loud." And so I went, "Salad." And I don't know why I said salad like slalad. And I'm not looking for a man. I don't have one or want one. Men repulse me at the current moment. But thank you. And but yeah, I was like, they're like, Courtney, say salad loud. And I was like, salad loud. So that's a story that they like to share. My favorite holiday movie, 8 Crazy Nights, Adam Sandler. That is my favorite holiday movie. It's funny, it's raunchy, it's disgusting, it's beautiful, it's heartfelt, it's everything Adam Sandler is, and I adore it. I absolutely adore it. I try to watch it every year, and I can't find it on any streaming apps. So if you know where it is, let me know. Chicks are hot too. Power to hot chicks. Whoop, whoop. What has been my favorite job that I've had? Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Besides a podcast host, my favorite job, I'm going to have to say, would be ew. I don't know. Probably save and retention for CenturyLink Because I actually like angry customers. I don't like angry customers when you're on the phone and you're not expecting them. And you can go from like happy Sally to angry Jim. Like, I hate that. But when you're in a department where you're expecting angry customers all day, every day, I love it. Because then I'm like, challenge accepted. I'm going to make you love me by the end of this call. And then I always did. I always did. Like, yeah, bitch, I've got you. That was pretty dope. What's been my least favorite job to date? Oh my gosh. I worked at this hotel, right? I worked there 2 hours and then I left. I just left. They had me cleaning toilets and using the same rag to clean the coffee pots. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they have new owners. At least I'm hoping they do. Because I was like, yeah, y'all some nasty motherfuckers. Yes, Renee. Like literally wiping down the seat of the toilet, the inside of the seat of the toilet, the rim of the toilet. And they were like, yeah, don't waste our rags. Do not waste our rags. You can clean 2 entire rooms with the same rag. I was like, y'all foul as fuck. Exactly. I know where I'm never staying ever again in my life. Like, ill. If I could go back and give my 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be? Slow down. You don't have to follow everybody else's path. You don't have to accept anybody else's timeline. Live your life on your terms and just be happy. Because I wasn't. Because I thought I needed to do what everybody else wanted me to do. Friends, family. It's a bitch when peer pressure comes from not just your friends, but your family too. And you think you have to do everything that grandma, mom, this person, that person, that person. Like, damn, can I just live my life? Y'all had your turn with your own lives. Can I just live my own life? Fuck. Tell me about 3 most influential people in my life and how have they impacted me? 3 most influential people in my life. Holy shit. Wow. Um, One, I'm gonna say my ex, because if it weren't for him, none of this would be what it is. He pushed me to be a better version of myself. I was I was fine with complacency. I was fine with being stagnant. I was fine with just blah. I was fine with settling in life. And he was like, "You're capable of so much more. You are capable of so much more. Here's what we're going to do." And I thought he was just on some bullshit scheme. And here we are. Look at how far we've come. Look at how far we've made it, all because he believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. So I'm going to have to say my ex. He took the Unladylike Lounge from a group to a brand to a business, all because he believed in me. I'm going to have to say a certain family member. That's the only way I'm going to acknowledge that person. I wouldn't even consider them family. Somebody I'm related to. You ever have those people in your life where you're like, it's not somebody I look up to, it's somebody I never want to be like? It's one of those situations. And that's exactly it, and I don't mean that in a, this is going to sound weird because it's like, how else can that be taken? But I don't mean that in like a disrespectful way. It's just like, I saw this person making all these mistakes and I was like, wow, I just never want to be that person. I never want to make those mistakes. I never want to do those things with my own life. So that was highly influential and impacted me so much in my own life. Did I make some of those mistakes? You're damn right I did. Did I do some of those things? Fuck yes. But did I learn from a lot of them and make sure that I didn't take it as far? Absolutely. Did I make sure that I learned before it was too late? Absolutely. So those would probably be the top two most influential people in my life. And the third, I'm probably going to have to go with, damn. I don't really know that I have a third. Honestly, this is going to be so corny because I always say, like, don't idolize celebrities because they're never necessarily who you think they are. But I'm going to have to say Pink just because she's always been like, look, I'm me. I'm unapologetic. I don't give a fuck what you think. This is who I am. And I've always loved her for that. It was never about her music. She has plenty of music that I don't fucking like, but she never changed who she was because people didn't like her music, or people didn't like her look, or people didn't like her, muscular body. She never changed who the fuck she was. She stayed true to who she is, and she never said sorry for it. I love it. I love her for that. It is, Lika. It is so, so okay to learn from other people's mistakes because we can't make them all ourselves. Ooh, it would take a long ass time too. But it is so okay to learn from other people's mistakes. What does my morning routine look like? Pee, feed and water the cats, food and medicines, catch up on my shows quick, and then get straight to fucking work. And somewhere in between there, I'm checking all my socials because obviously, like, socials pay my bills. So, got to do all that. Oh, and I always check my emails now too, even though I have like over 50,000 unread emails and I still have like 10 email accounts that are not synced to my phone. But I always check like the necessary ones, especially the one that tells me what's coming in the mail. So yeah. Yes, Lika, that part. It is so important to find out what you don't like more so than what you do like. Because if you don't know what you don't like, you won't know what you like about what it is that you do like. I love it. Absolutely love it. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? Honestly, right here. I love my place. It is literally like my dream place. Otherwise I would live in the Pacific Northwest. I would love to live in the Pacific Northwest. I love rain. I love dreary. I love, like, it calms me. It soothes my soul. It excites me. It gets me going. It gets the people going. It's provocative. I can't stand myself. But yes, I would love to live in the Pacific Northwest. Um, Or I would love to live, I don't know. I would love to have dual citizenship somewhere, but I'm not necessarily sure where. Um, I would have to do more research for sure. If you could have coffee with any historical figure, who would you choose? Damn. I think that would depend. Like if I'm trying to do something like educational, I would probably have to say Maya Angelou because I feel like we can really relate on some things, on some business. Oh, Tyler Perry. He's not really historical, is he? No, he's not. Monumental, sure, but not historical. Um, Audrey Hepburn too. I would love to have coffee with that bitch. What was your favorite subject in school? Choir, because I always aced it. I always aced choir. And I loved social studies because I actually learned in those classes. You could never tell by my grades, but I always learned in those classes. What was your favorite trip you've ever taken? I loved Hawaii. I just hated the people I went with. Like, hated, hated. And not necessarily the people, like all the people that I went with, but like my roommates. I absolutely despised my roommates. I slept on the floor the first night in Hawaii. I was like, you bitches. Um, but I also loved, so I feel like you can't compare trips because Oahu is beautiful, but it's not South Dakota beautiful, which is not Wyoming beautiful, which is not Florida beautiful. You know what I mean? Like you can't compare sunsets place to place. You can't do that to me. What star sign are you? I am a Taurus. Bully gang. What Enneagram type are you? I used to know that. And then like people don't talk about it. So I don't remember. Are you an introvert or extrovert? I'm an extroverted introvert. On social media, I am such an extrovert, but in real life, I'm an introvert. Like I will see people I know in public, and it's not that I don't like them or that I don't want anything to do with them, but I will quickly like like reroute my whole path just to avoid making contact because I am such an introvert and I suck at small talk. But I always tell people, like, if you see me in public, don't be scared to come up to me and say hi. Don't be scared to come up and give me a hug. And don't, by all means, don't. But I hate initiating contact because I don't know if you're okay with that. I don't know if you want a conversation. I don't know if you want a hug. So I would rather somebody else initiate it than me. If you won $10 million tomorrow, what would you spend it on? I would pay off all my debts. I would pay off all my mama's debts. And we going to build a big old house somewhere with a bunch of smaller houses. Well, no, I'm going to build like a quaint little house with a bunch of smaller houses around it in a big old space of land, like a holler. And all my friends that can cook are going to move in to those houses. And we're going to like rescue animals. And my friends are going to cook for me. And we're going to get a tour bus cuz we're going on the road. We're taking this show on the road. That's what I would spend $10 million on. taking care of my close friends, my mama, and my stomach. If I had to write a book tomorrow, what would you write about? My life. I would write my autobiography, and I already have the title. I already know. I already know what it would be. My biggest pet peeve? Oh my gosh. There's so many. I'm probably gonna have to say treating me as if I'm still the same person I was 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Treating me like that same person is the quickest way to lose me, my respect, my friendship. That's it. What do you think the world will look like in 5 years? Oh, fuck. It's gonna be a disaster. That's just my opinion, but it's gonna be a disaster. I have bony toes. Holy shit, I have bony toes. What do you think the world will look like in 50 years? I don't think it's gonna be here. It might be here, but I don't know that people will be. I think we will have just annihilated the world. I think we will have annihilated the entire population. I really do. I think we'll have fucked the world up. If you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? I'm going to say one meal. Probably asada burritos. I love asada. What would be the title of the book about you if your worst enemy wrote it? Trash. Trash. Because she literally thinks I'm trash. She reminds me every time she's mad at me that I am trash. I'm okay with that. That's actually almost pretty close. Not really. To what I was gonna name my own autobiography. So I'm okay with it. Trash panda. Let's see. My favorite color. Hunter's orange. Very specifically. Not blaze orange. Not burnt orange. The orange these motherfuckers are out here in the woods in Wisconsin wearing right now. That orange. Not jail orange. Hunter's orange. What's one thing your business did that you didn't expect? Became successful. I never in a million years expected that at all, whatsoever. A common myth about my field of expertise that you have to have the big expensive setup in order to be successful. People come to record and they're like looking for those big boxes with all the controls and shit. And they see like I have like a $60 webcam and like a $75 microphone, and they're like, "Where's the rest of your equipment?" I'm like, "This is it. This is literally it. I don't do all the like you got me fucked up." That's probably the biggest myth. I tell people who are starting out, I'm like, don't waste your money on all that big ass equipment, especially not knowing if you're going to be successful or not knowing how to use it. or not knowing if you're actually going to want to stick with this. Don't put all that money into it if you don't know if this is just going to be a hobby or a career. Don't do it. What's the biggest challenge you're facing in your business right now, and how are you tackling it? Guests. Because I'm learning the hard way. Not everybody is guest material. And that's not to be rude. That's not to be rude at all. But like, I've had guests on, and there are people who will message me and be like, yo, that was so stale. Like, that was just so dry. There was no like oomph, there was no personality, there was nothing behind it. Like, and those are the people that are like, yeah, I'll love to come on anytime. Like, I'll whatever, anytime you need somebody. And I'm like, the audience hates it. So I'm like, yeah. So honestly, just finding guests and stuff, especially for the topics. Like, I have people submitting ideas for topics, but then a lot of people are like, I don't know that I want to talk about that. And I'm like, this is the Unladylike Lounge. We talk about it all. So it's like, come on, work with me here. Really just finding guests, and how I'm tackling it is I'm just doing this. I'm going back to the family email where people are submitting questions for me. So until we find more guests and I venture out to other people and whatever to work with other people, y'all are just gonna hear me. And how obnoxious is that? Y'all better hope I find some more guests. What is the most important lesson you've learned over your career? You can't work with everybody. You cannot work with everybody. Because some motherfuckers just want to... I don't believe in gatekeeping. I don't believe in gatekeeping by any means. If somebody wants to break through in podcasting, I'll help them by any means. But when you try to be sneaky about it, and you're trying to come in here and act like you're my friend just to get the inside scoop and try to get the tea, or you just want my network and my connections, because let's face it, like, not even on some like but like, I'm plugged in. I am so plugged in. When you come in and you try to act like we're buddy and you just want my plugs and connections, and you just whatever, like, I see the snake in you. And when I see the snake in you, I'm like, I'll keep it cordial, but just know that I'm aware. I'm fully fucking aware. You can't work with everybody. I'm the type of person where one hand washes the other, and both hands wash the face. If you're doing something to help me in my business, I'll do something to help you in your business, without a doubt. But one thing I will never do, and one thing you will never do, is ride each other's coattails. Because I'll cut them bitches clear the fuck off. I don't care how much I pay for that jacket. Fuck you mean? In your opinion, what's the most important personality trait you need to work in your industry to be successful in your job? Most important personality trait? You just gotta have personality. Like, it doesn't matter. Well, not really, because look at some of the other podcasters out there. Like, they can be dry as fuck and still get hella fucking downloads and views and shares and shit. But to be honest, like, if you've got personality, if you've got, you just gotta have you just gotta have a network. If you've got a network, you've either got the guests or you've got the viewers. listeners, whatever the fuck it is. If you're doing videos, if you're doing audio, whatever. If you've got the network, you're set. It's not even about your personality at that point. Boom. What is one piece of advice you'd give to someone starting out in your career? Build your network first. I always tell people it's all about networking, but build your network first before you get into podcasting, because you're going to hate it if you don't do that. And then you're on here and you don't have anybody to listen, watch, be a guest, you know what I'm saying? You're going to hate that when you're uploading and you don't have anybody listening. You don't have any views. You don't have any downloads. You're going to feel like shit about yourself, and then you're going to quit. Don't do that to yourself. Don't set yourself up for failure. Build your network first. Who has been your most important professional mentor? I don't have a professional mentor. I am raw dogging this shit like nobody's business. I am just here winging it, and like I feel like I'm playing Mortal Kombat. I'm just pushing all the buttons and hoping that they do something. Okay. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just pushing buttons at this point. And I guess winning. That's it. That's all. What's one lesson your job has taught you that you think everyone should learn at some point in their life? If you live for the applause of others, you're going to die when they stop clapping. You're not always going to be on top of the charts. You're not always going to win. You're not always going to be successful. Not every day is going to be a good day. Not every day is going to be a payday. There are going to be down days. There are going to be losses. There are going to be days when you put more into it than you get out of it. But every day it's going to be worth it, because every day you're going to learn something. You're going to take something from it if you allow yourself to. You have to look at everything as a learning experience. Did you always want to be a podcaster? No, I did not. I always thought podcasts were corny because I didn't know what the fuck they were. I thought they were cheesy and talk radio-ish. What's one thing about your job that almost no one agrees with you about? That they're corny and talk radio-ish? I don't listen to podcasts. I don't. I don't even listen to my own. The fuck? I don't. Don't judge me. Don't come for me. What's your favorite productivity hack for entrepreneurs? I'm not productive at all. So I'm gonna say like organization. Organization is so important. When I get on a roll, I will literally get a a, a like a student calendar, like a study guide, not a study guide. You know, those like assignment notebooks. I would get an assignment notebook and I would write down every single minute and schedule right down to the very minute of every single day. And I would highlight, okay, this is personal time, this is work time, this is podcasting time, this is, whatever. And I would be so organized. You have to be organized. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you have to be organized every single minute of every single day, right down to sleep time. Otherwise, it's going to be, I hope you guys can't hear that. Otherwise it's going to be miserable for you. You are going to burn out. It is going to be miserable. You are going to be like, fuck this. And you are going to throw your hands up, throw in the towel, wave the white flag, and walk the fuck away. I have done that. I don't know how many fucking times, which is probably why I'm so fucked up now. At what time of day do you get your best work done? Morning when nobody's awake or night when nobody's awake? Ironic. What underrated tools are indispensable for your job? I'm not bullshitting. I'm not bullshitting. I would have went insane if y'all have heard our earlier episodes, um our body positive um one, our co-parenting one, it takes a village. I can't think of the name of the body positive one, but we were like 8 bottles of wine deep between the three of us. Let me tell you something. We could not have gotten through those without the wine, without the food, without the like we could not. We could not. Um it allows us to be more open. It allows us to be more free. It allows us to be more candid. And it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, but for the lounge, yeah, bet your ass it is. If you could start a business tomorrow, what would that business be? I don't want any more businesses. Uh, I would like to start a mentorship program for other people looking to break into the influencer world and podcasting. I would like to start a business for that, a mentorship program. What occupation other than your own would you like to try? I want to be an author. I still want to be an author. I've always wanted to be an author. That's what I would like to try. That's all I have for you today. I really need to go to the bathroom. You already know what it is. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as you know, I love y'all fiercely.